MashaAllah, I can see that you are visibly tired. I don't know what the weather was like last night, but if it was anything like here, you probably didn't sleep very well last night. I take it. Or is Glasgow, Scotland always raining?
It was very hot last night.
Yeah,
It was exceptionally. It was about 26 degrees or something.
it felt like Yemen, to be honest. But
I never
anyway,
felt like
that was
it.
just me. But alhamdulillah, mashallah, you've been speaking for 2.5 hours. Jazakumullah khair. Mashallah. Again, I just want to just round off and just say thank you very much for giving time, explaining to people. You know, you are now teaching syllabus and doing these other type of work, which is excellent in terms of the marriage help and so on and so forth. But I think just give people an appreciation of that didn't come out of thin air. There's a challenge. It was a journey, and mashallah, and in that time, and alhamdulillah, you went different places to study. Alhamdulillah, Allah bless you. And how'd you when you were 25 years old, if I can't remember, how'd you outside of the mosque, how'd you made the opposite decision to be like the guy in the suit and the umbrella? Then how many people would not be benefiting from you? How many people in Scotland and indeed other cities would not be learning their fard ayn and perhaps be further away in their journey towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So I just want to jazakallah khairan, mashallah, you've sacrificed and it hasn't, and it will not, inshallah ta'ala, go unrewarded, inshallah, in this world and the next world. And we kind of need more people just to think outside the box, think outside of being just the next engineer or pharmacist or accountant or whatever it may be, and who is going to answer your questions. I think Sh Hamza mentioned that he, how many times do you use a doctor? Once a year, twice a year. But how many times do you need to ask a faqih a question in salah, in zakah, in hajj, issues around your spirituality? You are always in need of somebody who has the capability to answer those questions, whereas the accountant, engineer, doctor, dentist, if and when you need them. But that's certainly not the case with with the imams, and we're not taking anything away from those other roles, but I think that I'm still of the opinion that we need more people. Yes, it's better, but it's not enough. And I think that again, specialization is important. Anybody listening here, inshallah, if you want to be the next Amer Jamil, inshallah, then don't follow this the suit and the umbrella, inshallah, but if Allah inspires something inside of you from what you've heard tonight, then alhamdulillah, that's Allah bless you, and alhamdulillah, Allah reward you and reward us for facilitating that inspiration for anybody listening. I just want to say to yourself personally, alhamdulillah, I have never found myself taking your advice, except that it has given me blessings and opened up doors that I didn't know existed and put me in a better place than I previously was. So I just want to say jazakallah khair to you. You are, for me, one of those a select few of people that I generally take advice from. And this is something very important for people. Have a group of wise men or women who, mashallah, have experience in life that you can go to and you can take advice from them. It is perhaps one of the most valuable things you can have. People who have experience, people who are sincere, and you can ask them questions. People who have maybe a few years on you and lived life a bit longer, asking them for advice so you don't make the same mistakes as either they have or what mistakes that they've seen other people make. So that's massively important, inshallah. And I think a lot of the young people perhaps don't know the importance, and if they do, perhaps they can't find the right people. But if you can find the right people, it is a invaluable source of support in your life going forwards, inshallah. And for yourself, mashallah, and I hold you in that regard, alhamdulillah. May you always pick up the phone when I call you. Inshallah, inshallah. Allah bless you, and alhamdulillah, Allah reward your family, because without families, without the bedrock, as you mentioned before, then you know what, you are you know, not firing on all 4 or 5 or however many cylinders you are using. You know, it's generally, you know, alhamdulillah, the family behind you, and mashallah. So the reward, inshallah, no doubt will go to your wife and your family, inshallah, for supporting you, alhamdulillah. And I think for all of us, we need to understand that, you know, each one of these individuals, mashallah, who we seek help and in our spirituality, in our day-to-day rulings, and people who help us, behind them is a family that sacrifice their time, inshallah. So, you know, inshallah, appreciation to your family. I mean, Allah increase your family and yourself and raise you in darajat in Jannah. And it, you know, I'll just share one last thing. It's only when people pass away that you realize what they've done. You know, you and I have attended many janazas, and you know, and the real special people are those whom the people, when they gather, and each one's got a different story of how the deceased benefited them, and these individuals are not known to each other. And you kind of see, my God, this person, subhanAllah, who I knew was special, but I didn't think it was that special. All of these people have a story in which he or she benefited them at times in their lives when they really needed it, inshallah. So alhamdulillah, I think trying to be that individual, inshallah, where, you know, people can say, mashallah, this individual has you know, has made my life better, subhanallah. And, you know, Sheikh Saeed, who was the Imam of Cardiff, died at 81 years of long service, and when he passed away, it was something like the Habaib. It's like one of the major Habaib passing away, with all the cars and people, and hundreds and thousands of people were there. Everyone's got a story. And, you know, I've seen this before here, inshallah, where when special people pass away, it's only after they pass away you realize how special they were, and the amazing things and the impact and the positivity that they gave people in their lives. So inshallah, may Allah allow us to understand who these people are and benefit from them, inshallah ta'ala. We'll give you the opportunity to make the dua and just ratab al-Fatiha, inshallah ta'ala.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم العصر ان الانسان لفي خسر الا الذين امنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد واله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحه.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم الضالين آمين آمين. جزاكم الله خير. Barakallah fikum. Keep me in your du'as, inshallah, on behalf of all those who are listening. Jazakum Allah khair. And no doubt we'll come for a part 2 where we hear your experiences in marriage and helping people to get married and stay married. Jazakum Allah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.